That's the good stuff. Everyone, very special episode this time. We're going to be putting together a Tamiya Grasshopper candy green edition. And not only that, you're going to have a chance to win this fine little RC right here. Alright, so before we get into building the Grasshopper, the whole point of what I'm doing here is I've seen the comments on my channel and I see the comments on our channel. What's the best way to get into the hobby? Should you have to build your RC from scratch before you get out there, and that way you know how everything works, or is it ready to run acceptable? I can see both ways. You know, the ready to run, inevitably something's going to break and you're going to have to learn to fix it. Maybe if you had already built it, it can help. You know, I don't think you're going to go wrong either way personally. But I think this is a lot of fun building your car. This is how I got started out. Now, I'm not going to be this old grumpy guy and say, hey, just because I built my RC, you shouldn't do it this way. Any way you do it is fun. I just want to see people get into the hobby. But I really think this is great for like parents to get in with their children and work together and show them how to use tools and build stuff and that. It's a really cool way of doing it. With this one, you know, you just throw a battery in and go. Now, this is my original, like, 1980s Tamiya. This was my very first hobby-grade car. You could tell it's old school, man. It has the old ceramic resistor. This is before we had electronic speed controls, because look at this. We even had a servo here that moved the speed control, the mechanical speed control. But, yeah, this was Tamiya has different levels of kind of difficulty in putting this together. Now, the Grasshopper we're going to put together is a very easy setup. The Frog starts getting a little more complicated. These are oil-filled shocks, so you're going to have a little more complexity in building the shocks. This is a two-piece chassis. It's split right here, so you have cross braces and that you have to put in here, so there's a whole lot more to just putting the chassis together. And like I said, you got the shocks and a few other things. And then you get into something like, I have the Hot Shot, which is a four-wheel drive, so now you have a front diff that you're adding complexity, drive shafts, and all that other stuff. So the Grasshopper and the Hornet are kind of your entry level, really easy to build. And then also too, when you start getting to the Frog, these chassis come completely clear, this body, so you're gonna have to learn to paint as well. So the Grasshopper, and that's a really, really nice, easy way to get into the hobby, where these, just slightly more effort is required into putting these together. Like I said, you got the paint, the oil on that, but these are models, have to be put together. These are ready to run. And, you know, like I said, I just want to see people get in the hobby, and I want to show you what it's like for those that are maybe interested, torn, they don't know. I want to show you what it's like to actually build an RC and then give you the chance to actually win the very RC we're about to build. Now, it is important to understand that the Tamiyas are nothing like your ready to runs. It's gonna need a few parts to get going, mostly a radio system, so I will be including that. We're gonna be adding a Spectrum SLT3 radio. There's also no electronics, so there is an ESC, so we don't have to worry about that, but we need a servo, so we have a Futaba servo, and we're adding a SLR 300 Spectrum receiver. Very nice electronic parts right there. Now, you'll also need a battery. This is a nickel metal hydride battery. I've actually had this. I haven't used it a lot. It is a little used, but I don't use them and I really don't have a need for it that much, so I'm going to go ahead and add that to the package. And then we're throwing in a brand new charger, so you have a way to charge that. Not only that, we're going to make some improvements. We had the fast eddy bearings, so this should really help with the performance of the car and the longevity, because the plastic pieces in the wheels and that just are not that great. And this comes with a very small 380 motor. We're going to be giving it a 540 torque tune by Tamiya to add a little power. So not only are we going to make this thing completely ready to go, we're going to do some upgrades as well. check it out right here. Separately required. It does say ESC, but right up here on the top it does say it includes a hobby wing ESC. So there's your charger, batteries for the transmitter, servo. I think back when I did this, you needed 2 servos, but that gets expensive. But here you go, hop-up motor, bearings, reinforced resin bumper, independent swing axle, and da-da-da. If you want to, you can read, pause that and read, but check it out. So let's go ahead and open this thing up. Let's see what else we got here. See, 380 type motor, sealed gearbox with differential, front axle. Very, very basic car. So it makes it easy to build. It's pretty durable. You can upgrade it. I've looked. They do sell like oil-filled shocks and things like that you can add to this to make it a little bit better. You can also change out the tires. You can do a lot with these things. They've been around a long time, so that's a good thing. So there's a lot of hop-up stuff you can do to this car. Now, I mean, basically this is going to be about as brand new as I can give it to you. I will run it once. We're going to make sure it works. Plus, people might want to see how these work. They might not be that familiar with Tamiya and all that. You know, if it was a Traxxas or an Arma, Lozi, stuff like that, people would be more familiar with how they work, but this is totally different. So what I would also recommend when you're building these things, get small cups or something like that, because as you see here in a second, there's going to be a whole bunch of parts bags, and you're going to want to keep these things together. MSR 420. Wow, for that, the Ford Bronco. Okay, so check it out. So this is a limited edition. This is the candy green. Like I mentioned earlier, once you start getting up in some of the bodies, you have to paint. Now this does, you can paint this. Like if you look on the box, these are painted black, or maybe even I've seen some people online paint these gunmetal type color. I'm not going to paint it. Whoever wins it can customize it as they want. Even the lights here are supposed to be painted black. I don't have any like hobby paint. I'm not going to buy it just for this, sorry. But here we have it, like even the driver. So you can paint the driver as you want. So here's the lights. See, this is what I'm talking about. It all comes in a kit. It's a model. It's a model that you build. Here's your wheels, 3-piece. Now what's cool, like today's cars, we have to glue the wheels in. Tamiya's been doing this forever. This is like a bead lock. You have a centerpiece, an outer, and a front, and they all go together, and they lock that tire into place. So here's your tub chassis. Here's the gearbox assembly. So here we go, we got some more parts. We got our servo saver, which, yeah, you actually put the servo saver together. Here is our ESC. And there's the tires. Check that. To me, it has some great instructions on how to do everything. So you can break it out right here. It's going to tell you bag A4, bag A5, what these parts are, where they came from, BM, BB, BD, and it's going to tell you, like right there's this plastic bearing, what we're going to replace that. And it even has, like here, so if you have screws and you're not sure, you can always lay it here on the book and put it together. Now, I will say, if you've never put one of these together, there is an investment you definitely should make. And that's here. And I'm not trying to sell Tamiya stuff, but these screwdrivers, what it is, the screws that come in here are JIS, Japanese Industrial Standard size. So your regular Phillips struggles to get in here and tighten this stuff up. It really does. okay, antenna tube. So it is best that you get it proper. It doesn't even have to be the Tamiya kit, but I've priced out some JIS screwdrivers, and really the kit right there is kind of like your best bang for the buck. So what else? I believe we got some stickers here. Yeah, look at that. Got the stickers, and we got one more box. Okay, so here's your parts bags. Part bag A, D. Front bumper. Wow, this is the same bumper that's on my Frog. Here is the 380 motor. I will go ahead and throw this in case anybody wants to slow it down and restore it. So whenever I send this out, I'll throw that in there. Here is your center diff. All plastic. But guys, this stuff's been around forever. I'm not sure kind of what they use here, but it is pretty durable. It's kind of like a nylon type. So here this looks like the springs for your shocks. They even give you a little tube of grease. And your suspension parts. I will say they tell you to grease these pivot balls that go on your suspension. I really wouldn't recommend doing that, because grease means dirt and all that stuff, and that just never works. So here's our linkage kits for doing the hooking the servo up and to the steering suspension, and I'm not sure what these long metal bars are, but we will find out. Oh man, I almost missed 2 bags. Part bag B and C. So I picked the Grasshopper #1 because it's kind of affordable. You know, I don't have a ton of money. It's already going to be kind of expensive to ship this stuff. Shipping has gone crazy. You know, I got that XRT off Earl Moorhead, and man, the damn shipping was almost as much as the car. Ooh, lesson learned with that. I mean, it's not anything Earl did, but damn, man, it gets expensive. Matter of fact, I had a viewer, I'm not sure if you've seen it by now, actually send me an RC, and they were going to mail it, but then when they found that the shipping, they found it's just a better deal to buy a brand new one and send it. And that was absolutely amazing. I got the viewer sending me a brand new car. Or a vehicle, we'll leave it at that. So, we'll put some of this stuff over here because we don't need it damaged. That'll wait to the end. And if I talk during this whole thing, this video is going to be stupid long, so I'm just going to kind of run a time lapse, and then when I get into something like the differential net, I'll slow it down and come back and talk maybe for little bits and pieces here and there. How's that sound? Alright, so we got the gearbox together. Got the 540 motor in here. I forgot to mention, I have an 18-tooth pinion gear that I had to add onto here because the little 380 motor has this like pressed on gear. So couldn't use that, so we had to go ahead and put a pinion gear on here. And so the instructions kind of got me. I was just saying how good they are, but you know, you just have to take your time. You know, I put this in here and didn't realize that on the instructions, that BD3, that collar that's right there, I missed that. But the good thing is I go through the steps. Step 1, and I get all these parts. See, it says like 1 screw, 1 piece of that, 1 that, and 3 of these pieces, which were for the gears. And then you go to step 2, So I lay out the parts, and if I have any extra parts, then I'm like, oh, okay. We need to figure out what happened. Or sometimes you just realize stuff doesn't go together. And something I should have mentioned, like you see these parts BA4, like if it says BA, that's bag. But if it says BC, it's gonna be one of these pieces. But if you ever have any questions, come here to the back, and they got the parts. See, MD, MR, MG, and I'll show you what comes in that. Like here, BA, that bag, bag A, bag B, and you got all the parts listed right here. And if you ever break anything, just come back here, find your part number, go ahead and order it. So it's not bad. Just take your time, follow the instructions. We're doing the decals. That's gonna be fun. That's definitely not my strong suit. See right there's they showing how to paint that. But yeah, so moving right along. Let's get back at it. Ready to see the finished car? Alright, here it is under its power for the first time. I just wanted to check the trim. It looks like it's going pretty straight. So while we have a full battery, we're going to see how fast this goes with the 540 motor. If I can get this to start. There we go. Alright guys, sorry about the wind. Been trying to do a lot of stuff and the weather's just been crazy, but my guess is 18. I got the 540 motor and the 18 tooth pinions, the only modifications, and we got ball bearings, so it just hops. It is pulling a little bit to the right. I can't see which is my steering. A little too much trim. Look at that thing bounce. All right. This is a cool little car. All right, reading. It's waiting. I don't even think the GPS likes the cold weather. Oh, wow. What? All right, there we go, 22. 22, wow. I don't think, you know, these nickel metal hydride batteries tend to run kind of flat. The last time I did a test with the battery, it lost speed after the first pull, but we'll see. I'm just a little curious because that program seemed to glitch a little bit, but that seems pretty peppy with the 540. All right, let's see. Man, this thing is acting slow. There we go, read 21. So yeah, 22 out of the graph. That's pretty good. That is way faster than I thought. Oh wow, look, F22 thing. That's deafening. Wow. But it has nothing on the Grasshopper. All right. See, this is the problem with two-wheel drive. Oh man, this thing is picking up everything. This is, you know, to be honest, almost aggravating. I can't even drive it back here. Let's see a jump. I didn't want to crash. All right, obviously this part of the yard with the twigs and all that is not going to work. This thing's too low and two-wheel drive. It's not really designed for that. Yeah, I don't think these paddle tires are that good. Whoever wins might want to look to upgrade. I don't know. They look like they would do pretty good, but I'll tell you, it scoots. It definitely scoots around. It's doing pretty good here. Just doesn't do good where there's a lot of like twigs and stuff. So we got some grass at oh, I just got blasted by dirt. Look at the marks. Yeah, so I think this thing's best in like hard dirt like this, or in the street.
Hey, no shortage of sand here in Florida. So let's just try that out there. Oh, it's a cool little car. A little bouncy, but you could upgrade the shocks at that. I'm not sure how good it'll do. Oh, did you see a little wheelie? Wow, the 540 really, I think the 540 really helps this thing. See if we can wheelie it. I guess that was a one-time deal. We wrecked. All right, let's go in and wrap it up. My thoughts on this thing, and we'll discuss how we're going to do the giveaway.
Okay, I'm going to try to wrap this up really quick. I'm about to tell you how you can win this car and what all you're going to get. I'm going to verify that. I'm sorry the video's long, but when you're building a car, driving, and doing a giveaway, it's hard to keep this thing short. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Now, I will say, you notice that in my thumbnail and the title, none of that I ever put that this is a giveaway. I want to reward viewers of my channel. So I don't want to lure in mooches and people just looking for free stuff. I want to give away something to the viewers of my channel, people who appreciate this stuff. Okay, so now the Grasshopper, my final thoughts. Fun car. Now, I can't talk about what the performance would be with this little 380 motor, but with the 540 torque tune, these really smooth ball bearings, this thing is peppy. 22 miles an hour. It is fun to drive. You know, it is limited. As you saw in the video, kind of sticks and stuff gets stuck in it. It makes it hard to drive. So you just kind of a little mindful where you drive it. It might slow down some in grass and that, but it's still a pretty good vehicle. You'll be able to enjoy this thing, I believe, you know, running your front yard or, you know, the street, some hard dirt, stuff like that. I will clean this up before I send it out to you. I'll take the air compressor, blow it all out. We'll get it all cleaned up. I only ran one battery pack through here. We did the speed test and that because I want you to have as new a vehicle as possible, even though this thing was fun to drive. You know, putting it together, these back shocks, there's a little brass fitting in here and it kept falling apart, kept falling out. That was a hassle. Doing these wheels, I actually put the one inserted, I put the whole wheel together and found out the tire was on backwards, even though I thought I had looked really carefully. Look at how smooth that diff is. So I had to take that back apart. And I really missed being able to use my drill because I don't have a JIS bit for my drill. But other than that, these things go together really nice. I think it would be a fun project. So even if you don't win it and you have children, look into getting one of these and have like a little family project and have some fun together. So now, the giveaway. Check out the link in the video description down below. It's absolutely free of charge to enter. I'll run it for 5 days. There'll be the end time will be there, but please check your email. Please, please, please. It'll come from me, carvlog, L2W@gmail, and it'll say contest winner. Please respond. I've had first in the past not respond. I tried a couple of times and it was just time to move on. I had to reselect a new winner. And if you have a question, if you see something you don't know if it's legit, go to one of my videos, leave a comment, say, hey, did you contact me about winning? This is my email, and I could say yes or no, but it shouldn't be an issue. If you see the thing, it should be from me. So, and I use Gmail because it's less likely to end up in your spam. All right, so what you see is what you're going to get. This car, I will clean it before I send it to you. We'll get all this dirt off, and I'll blow it out and everything like that. I will say real quick here, that's one other thing I don't like on this car is this battery tray. I tried putting the battery in this way, and this plastic here nicked here, so that's why I put some heat shrink on here. It's not good, this is all plastic, but it gets really hard. They tell you to run the wires this way, but the ESC doesn't have like a whole lot of wire, so it's kind of hard. You kind of have to put your finger in here and here, because the servo's right here, and then the battery has to go into here. So it's a little weird getting this battery in, and it's very, very tight in here. You know, they don't give you a whole lot of room. There is a battery door. I just have it off for now, just because I got to clean this thing. But here's your battery door. You got the 540 torque tune motor. We got the very smooth ball bearings. I'm leaving any of this painting up to you to customize. Oh, that's what I was getting onto. The switch, the power switch is supposed to go here, but the provided switch does not have the provisions for that. They're over here on the side, which doesn't work, but there is a clip right here on the side of the switch that locks into a channel on the side of the ESC. I can't get my fat fingers in there to get that to hook. So if you want to do that, see, the problem is right now the screws are kind of under the decal, and I don't want to damage that. But the power switch is on. You don't have to worry about it. And if you do want to use the switch, you can just fish it up. It's right there. It's easy to get to. Now, but it's on. Just plug in the battery. You're good to go. Really don't need to worry about these switches too much, I don't think. You know, it's not like back in the day when these were brand new. You used to run 4 AA batteries for the receiver. Now we have the BEC, battery eliminator circuit, which runs off of the ESC. We didn't have that way back then. Okay. So that's what you get, the 540 torque tune motor, ball bearings, and you get in this whole car here. Send you the instructions, send you the few extra parts that were left. There's an extra servo saver in case you change the servo out to something else. I believe these parts go here. This is probably from the original one where they had the resistors for the speed control. That's probably where that went. Whoa, good save. This is the piece of plastic and some bearings in that for if you're going to use the 380 motor. I'll put the 380 motor in there. We have some loose screws, the little torque wrench. You're not getting my plastic cup, sorry. And here's the cheap plastic that we didn't use, that we put ball bearings in, but we'll throw that in there. And here's the antenna tube. This antenna was so short, it really didn't lend itself to doing that. So if you want to go ahead and fish it through there, go ahead. You're getting one slightly used, but it's a really good 4200 milliamp hour nickel metal hydride battery. One brand new charger. I did use this once to verify it worked and to charge this for the test drive. As a matter of fact, I only drove this car once. You saw everything I did with it. I did the speed run and then I drove it around the yard. I didn't even go through the whole battery pack, but we need to make sure everything worked. So also not included, we got the SLR 300 Spectrum receiver in there and the SLT3 Spectrum transmitter. Really good stuff into this car. So this is everything that you are going to get. So good luck, everyone. I said I'm not advertising this to anybody. I want to reward the viewers of my channel with the car. So that's who's going to win it. All right, everyone. Sorry this is long. Thanks for watching. Like, shares, comments, appreciated. Please subscribe. Also check out the links for ways to help the channel. Amazon. I have affiliate link for Horizon and Amain. If you do any shopping there, it helps out the channel if you use my links. All right. Appreciate the support. I hope you enjoy the car. Good luck. See you on the next one. Thanks for watching.